Just when they thought they could get rid of me, I'm back. And so is Inside the Lair, coming up next.
Now we tell the stories all about how our Knights came in and pumped up the crowd. And we'd like to take a minute, just pull up a chair, tell you all about the week on Inside the Lair. Rehearse and rip up the stage, and our athletes work hard and know how to play. Singing out, working, drumming, all cool. You hear the bands and the choirs repping our school. When a couple of guys thought up something good, started making videos in our neighborhood. If you ever miss a game, don't get scared. Catch the recap with Kirby and Blair.
This episode of Inside the Lair is brought to you by fall, filled with many great wonders, such as the rustling of leaves as winter whispers down your back, brisk evening walks in the woods. The cold air reminds us that winter's just around the corner, and nothing says fall like pumpkin spice. That's why we here at the Pumpkin Spice family have created a new pumpkin spice family of products, featuring all your favorites such as pumpkin spice mac and cheese, pumpkin spice ramen, pumpkin spice LaCroix, pumpkin spice banana, and our new hit, pumpkin spice ketchup. We hope that this year we can satisfy your fall cravings with our new pumpkin spice family of products. Back to you, Kirby and Blair.
Good afternoon, Night Nation. It is Wednesday, October 9th. And it is time to talk about what's going on in the castle. I'm Blair, he's Kirby, and you are Inside the Lair with Kirby and Blair. Kirby, a beautiful fall day. That means we got to talk about football. And the Knights, 4 losses now in a row, a 2-4 record, and a kind of a trouncing last Friday night against a really good Blooming Prairie team down in Blooming Prairie.
Well, Reverend Blair,
Can I get an amen now?
Sorry, Rev. Anyways, it was like we said. They are good. They prove they're good. They're not the biggest team when you go out there and play them,
right?
But they execute so well. They've got athletes at each position, and their linemen are quick. They do have one lineman that is pretty big, but he's also got the speed to go with it. They're the real deal. And we ran into a buzzsaw last week.
Yeah, in Blooming Prairie is number 2 in state. They're a team that you're going to see playing well into November. And I think it's good, even though we lost, it's good for our boys to see what a number 2 ranked team does in terms of its preparation for the game, how it executes during the game. I think those are good things if we take from that model and learn from it and try to do it here.
Well, a couple things. We go into practice last week preparing for Blooming Prairie. Starting quarterback is unable to play, and the backup, Layden Nearson, only has a day to prepare.
Right.
Tough spot for Layden to be in, but he handled himself well. He stayed poised. He got hit a few times, and he hung in there. And
that experience will carry over to him as he continues. When he gets his chance, no matter where that is, that varsity experience, you can't take that away from one of those sophomores. And I think that's really key. And we're seeing quite a few sophomores contributing this year, which I think is really good for the future too.
Right. Our offense has been really struggling. Layden did throw his first passing touchdown to Casey Wesper, who also had his first receiving touchdown of the year and of their varsity careers. But offensively, I believe we had about 130 yards. 70 of those came on one play from Tate Erlinson. Just got caught by number 8. To give that kid credit for not stopping and slowing down, but we just we're having trouble moving the ball.
Yep.
And I'll tell you this: if we ever want to be able to beat teams like Blooming Prairie, good ranked teams, we got to get stronger.
And this week, some of our football players helped put in that new weight room, set it up, and that's where, even from the youngest guys in the middle school, we need to be in that weight room. We need to be getting stronger, because when you get to the 6th or 7th week of the season, I don't care what kind of shape you're in, it takes a toll on your body. I think the average high school football player loses between 8 and 12 pounds, just not by wanting to lose weight, just because of the rigor of practice and games and conditioning. And you can eat all you want, you're still going to lose that weight. And if we get in the weight room, we become stronger. We become that team in the fourth quarter that starts beating people just simply because we're in better shape.
Well, the weight room is going to be a tremendous asset to have. But I went into Blooming Prairie's weight room, which is right across the hall from their locker room, and it's nothing special.
Nope.
It's this rectangular room. It's got a bunch of old used equipment, but there's the thing. They use it.
Yep.
They use it. So
Got to have the commitment from the kids.
Let's talk about this week, though, Blair.
Yeah, Medford, not the 5-0 Gophers. The Medford Tigers come to town. They're 3-3. Kirby. It'll be senior night here at the Castle, the last home game for our Knights, and this is going to be a nice way, I think, to send off those seniors on their last home game.
Mm-hmm.
They've been through a lot. They went through a year without any home games, and now they've got some games. And to finish with a win would be nice. I think this is a winnable game for the Knights. I think this is a game where they match up pretty good. We know what Medford likes to do. We kind of know their personnel. I think if we play our game and execute well and are consistent enough, I think we can come out with a victory here.
Well, we're going to have to hold them to less than 30 points to have a chance, just so our offense can be able to have a chance to win the game. But who knows? Their quarterback has been dinged up.
Yep.
He's a great left-handed senior quarterback, Willie Von Ruden. We'll see if he plays. If he doesn't, obviously that is an advantage for us.
Yep.
If he does play, they will throw the ball. They'll run option with him. He's just a very tremendous athlete.
And weather might be a factor too, Curb.
Right.
We're talking about upper 30s at kickoff with rain/sleet mix. I think that's conducive to a team that likes to ground and pound. And so I think that might be conducive to us a little bit. Who knows?
And it's always better. It's always warmer when you're winning.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you want to feel a little
You got
warmer,
that right.
get ahead on the score.
Bundle up, get out there, support the Knights. We would love to see our last home game. It doesn't look like we're going to get a home playoff game right now. We're slated to be the 6th seed, kind of locked into that 6th seed. Might be able to pump up to the 5, but a 6th seed, it looks like that's what it's going to be, regardless of what happens against Medford or next Wednesday. Remember, next Wednesday night is a game. That's the last regular season game at Goodhue when we take on them. So.
Speaking of Goodhue.
Speaking of them, the volleyball team beat them last night 3-1 over in Goodhue. It was a big win for them, and one that I think a lot of people weren't surprised by the result, but maybe by the fact that the Knights really kind of took it to them in workman fashion.
Yeah, just looking at the scores on Twitter, first 2 games went to us pretty handily, and then they squeaked one out that 3rd set, and then we kind of got back to business there on that final 4th set. So they go to Triton tomorrow.
Yep.
And they continue their road.
Against
their
the
road
Cobra
streak
Kai.
here.
One thing I like about this Knights team is when they lose a set, they come back right away and they take control. We saw that against Waterville really early in the season. We've seen that a couple other times. They've done a really nice job of, okay, you had a bad one, here's your mulligan, go after it,
Well,
and get that next set.
It's like someone once told me, it's like a pitcher. You're going to be on top of your game about 10% of the time.
Yep.
You're not going to play very well about 10% of the time. What are you going to do that other 80% when some things are clicking and some things aren't? That depends on how the game usually turns out.
And I think that's a great adage for life, too.
Right.
10% of the time you're going to be terrible, and 10% of the time you're going to be great. What you do in that 80% is what defines you.
Speaking of great volleyball,
Yeah.
this is a pretty cool honor. Megan Flum, an alumni
Yes,
from
this is
KW,
awesome.
down there in Winona State, she and her teammates have the Warriors in the top 20 in Division II. I believe their record is 9-2 now. The big showdown with her old teammate Mara Quam is coming in a week or so. But she got recognized not only, Blair, as Conference Player of the Week.
Right?
Okay.
The NSIC, yeah.
Right? But she's the second Winona State volleyball player to ever win National Player of the Week.
That is just a fantastic honor, and she's a great player. I got to meet her a little bit when she was still a student here in my first couple of years as a teacher. Great student athlete, doing really good things in Winona. That's a great honor, and that's something that they don't just pass out. That's a great honor, and that we got some really good volleyball in that NSIC, and we got a lot of not only KW players in the NSIC, but a lot of just HVL players and section players that if you look at rosters, there's a lot of familiar names, and that's a really good volleyball conference for the NCAA. So, yeah, congratulations to her. The Knights, our volleyball team, are going to head Friday night up to Eastview for a big tournament up there.
Yeah.
So they're going to take on some good competition from all across the state of Minnesota. So good luck to them.
They're missing another football game.
I know.
Oh, dang it.
Poor schedule makers.
Anyway.
What are you going to do? Soccer, our co-op with Triton. They lost in the section first round to Cassamanerville by a score of 3-2 last week. So their season is done. But I think we saw growth from this team. Lots of young kids on this team. And, you know, I've said it before, but the dedication of these boys here from Kenyon who get on the bus.
And Wanamingo.
But from our school. They get on the bus at Kenyon, Wanamingo, and they head down to Triton, to Dodge Center, for practice and games every single day. That dedication, that saying, hey, I love soccer this much, that says a lot about them.
Especially when they're not seeing the results.
And you're not winning.
They
so
continue to go and grind.
That is really good, and I think good things will happen to that program. And, you know, hopefully we get some more kids that want to play soccer and want to contribute and help KW students, Kenyon Wanamingo kids, help make that program a really successful one. So,
one more thing, it's the rivalry game this week with Medford for football. The flip the car rivalry game.
The car rivalry.
It started a couple of years ago.
As long as they don't flip my car or your car, we're good. Okay, I'm going to park way over.
I'm
going to park over by the Sunset Home. Make sure that, you know what? They're not going to flip the car because we're going to win, baby.
That's right.
We're going to win. Be there Friday night. Bundle up.
Hey, and last thing, you getting some pumpkin spice later?
You know what? I'm really tempted to try that ketchup. I'm going to make a grill of brat, and I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to eat it, and then I'm going to go, that was disgusting. Elliot Olson, great job again this week. If you'd like to try pumpkin ramen or pumpkin bananas, talk to Elliot. He's probably can hook you up, but I won't be trying this stuff. I think, you know what kind of pumpkin spice I like?
What?
Pumpkin pie. That's about it. That's about it for me. Well, another great week here in the castle. Make it a great finish. We'll see you next time on Inside the Lair. He's Kirby, I'm Blair. We're out.
Go Knights.